with a brand new Friday review. This week on the show, going over a marine sugar, it's being referred to, and its ability to help kill cancer cells, actually in preclinical trials right now. I want you to know about it first. We'll also be going over one of my favorite things, which is talking about how to get rid of all these microplastics in our blood. Simple thing, you're probably doing it every single day. We just need to do a little bit more of it. I'll share the details on that, and a brand new debut here on the show, an anti-aging product for both your brain and your body that's going to help boost your mitochondrial levels, your energy levels, for not just short-term energy boost, but ongoing support as well. Pretty amazing. I can't wait to share that. All right, let's dive right into the show. If you missed any of the shows this week, on Monday, we went over flipping the script, how to rewire your brain to remove self-doubt and empower yourself to take action. That was a fun show. That was episode 3482. Tuesday, we went over the new controversy around ashwagandha. Does ashwagandha lower dopamine level? Oh no, let's take a look at that. So I actually broke down the research from a clinical-based perspective, but also just giving you real-world examples of when to use it, when not to use it, who it's right for, who it's not. It's a popular supplement, one of the most popular herbs in the entire world for a reason. It works. But who should use it and who shouldn't? All right, Wednesday's show was the food on your plate. Believe it or not, the way that you eat food can influence your blood sugar levels. However, what mainstream media is sharing with you is not always the truth, and how to figure out that for yourself. So that was episode 3484. Yesterday's show was the 5 drinks to lower your cholesterol, all backed by science. Simple, easy to institute, and you don't need to drink all 5. Just choose one, and it will help you to lower the oxidized cholesterol in your body, which certainly isn't a healthy-based form. All right, so let's get right into it. I wanted to go over that product review of the week, and it's so new. All I have is the test container right here in my hand. This is the unlabeled one that I always get from our manufacturers when we work with them. I'll pop over my right shoulder here what the new product looks like. It's literally just debuting this week. So I've been using the test samples for the last about 4 to 6 months, and before that for 6 months since the previous Reimagined Health Summit, where I talked about all these different ingredients. I was using about 4 different powders in my afternoon pre-workout smoothie that I sip actually through my workout to help with inflammation. And this is a much simplified version. But as I always say, you don't need to use this one if you don't want. You can actually buy all the different ingredients. I just like to save people time, money, and energy and simplify it so your supplements don't have to be kind of off the wall, outrageous to go over. So, I've got, why don't I do this? I'm going to link up the actual scientific sheet on it. So if you like to read about the ingredients, exactly what they do, all the scientific research, it's over 20 different scientific studies, head on over to stephencabral.com/3486. But I want to put this in real world terms. So everybody's talking about creatine monohydrate. Everybody, right? Creatine monohydrate is great for runners and endurance athletes. It's great for older adults because it helps keep muscle on the body and strength. It's great for those who want more performance or health optimization because it makes you stronger. It gives you more energy. It helps to literally produce more ATP, adenosine triphosphate, in your mitochondria. So even everyday tasks like walking up the stairs gets easier, literally. But also now it's being shown for cognitive benefits as well. It improves brain-based health and cognitive-based tasks like memory. So it is a great product. But you know what? There's a lot of creatine monohydrate products out there, and you don't have to just go with, this one. You can go with any creatine monohydrate that's obviously third-party tested, that's GMP certified, and you want to get 5 grams per day. So we didn't want to make another creatine product. There's no need for that. We could just recommend out, which we've done for years. However, what a lot of people are missing out on, and they're not adding to this really powerful anti-aging stack, because it's not just about, it's not about building bigger muscles. This is about improving your actual anti-aging and longevity and health and energy. So we call it a clean all-day energy source. And so you just use it once a day. That's it. You can put it in your morning smoothie. You can put it in your pre-workout or post-workout smoothie, however you want. You can just drink it on its own. And it's a delicious mixed berry flavor. And there's no sugar in it. So it's a great product. But the next ingredient that I wanted to share with you is a product that not a lot of people are using, but you want to look into. It's called citrulline malate. Citrulline malate, and we're using the scientific dose of 8 grams per day. You can use anywhere between 6 and 8. We went with the full 8 grams. It can help produce more nitric oxide in your body. After the age of about 30 years old, we start to produce less NO in our body. What does that mean? Blood pressures can rise. The arteries can get stiffer, and we don't get as much oxygen moving through the body as well, so poor circulation. So everything just becomes more difficult in life. The next one that I wanted to share with you is taurine. Taurine has been known for decades now to help with everything from antioxidant capacity, so helping with free radicals, detoxification, and boosting energy-based production. There's a study 6 weeks ago, not even a well-done study, that showed, taurine levels may go up or they may go down as you age. But again, the study was so poorly done, and there are thousands of studies that came before it. And there are actually about a dozen more studies that have come out since it, just reinforcing, if you want more clean energy, caffeine-free energy, taurine at 2 grams per day is the way to go. And the last one is something called trimethylglycine. So the more ATP you produce, so the more energy your body produces, the more methyl donors it needs for what's called the Krebs cycle, or the citric acid cycle. And trimethylglycine is great for inflammation in the arteries. It's great for that Krebs cycle for energy. It can actually act as a powerful free radical modulator to remove them from the body. And it helps with DNA replication. So it is a truly powerful product that I've been using for a couple of years now to make sure that my homocysteine on my blood work never gets above an 8.5. So this is a very powerful formula. Like I said, you can take all of these different ingredients individually. I wanted to make it easier, less expensive for our community. And now it's out. It's called Advanced Cell Force. And I'm excited about getting this into your hands because, again, myself and a group of beta testers have been using it now for many months with great results. And I'll share with you, just in my own life, it makes recovery from workouts way easier. I do feel I don't have any of that kind of lowering of energy mid-afternoon, and it absolutely helps with my endurance with running. It's remarkable because I actually stopped it when I got to Maine for the summer for about 6 weeks. And I felt literally a decline in my ability to run longer distances, not necessarily just short, but longer distances as well. And so since it's a clean product, when I was able to get more from the manufacturer, because it's not fully out, now it's fully out this week, I was happy to get it back. So I'm telling you, it works. But as always, all these products are guaranteed. If it doesn't work for you, it's an empty bottle, money back guarantee. So you can check that out. I can't link it up on this page, unfortunately. The FDA doesn't allow that whenever I talk about health-based claims. So you can head on over to stevencabral.com/shop and enjoy. Again, it's completely guaranteed to work for you. It has worked for myself, the beta group users, but also it's all based on clinical studies that have already been proven over and over and over. And what we did was take the 4 most potent mitochondrial and brain enhancers and put them into one formula. All right, everybody, there you have it. Again, stevencabral.com/shop, debuting this week. Research study number 1 for the day is something called EPS3.9. I know, an exciting name for this particular study. But what I want to share with you is that it goes well beyond this kind of silly name. And what it is it's an actual C bacteria. Think of the bacteria you have in your gut. It's not the same exact type, but it is a bacter form. So it's called Spongibacter nanhinus CSC3.9. Again, just rolls right off the tongue. But really, it's called an exopolysaccharide. So this is a long chain sugar molecule. So it's a sugar molecule essentially without all those calories. It's not actually being used in humans right now because it's still preclinical. But let me share with you its powerful effects that they found in leukemia cells. So actually treating the leukemia cells directly, and also in mice-based models with cancer. So it's considered a fiery inflammatory form that creates programmed cell death in these cell membranes, almost like cell apoptosis. Now, apoptosis is a natural thing that we have in our body that once a cell has lived its life, so let's just say a red blood cell lives to about 90 to 120 days. And if it should get a signal of apoptosis. So programmed cell death after that time. We have millions of cells turning over every single day in our body. And we need that, right? Because we want new healthy cells to form. Well, cancer cells, they're able to turn off or don't get that signal. Same with zombie cells in our body, right? That could cause inflammation and skin aging, et cetera. And there are some really nice products that I've talked about as well that can help with that. So this one in particular, though, it actually goes in and it creates its own form of apoptosis called pyrotosis. And it not only, because again, like that in itself is amazing and we get that with fasting, but what it's shown is that it actually activates the immune system to enhance anti-tumor cell effects. So not only does it tell the tumor's cells or cancer cells to essentially implode, break down by destroying its cell membranes, its lipid membrane, the fat. What it also does is it then brings and enhances the immune system to go find these cells, scavenge them, break them down, and remove them from the body. So again, just in preclinical trials right now, but remember this one, it's obviously a really hard name to remember, but just remember EPS 3.9, or just whenever you see something like 3.9, that's the number that they're using right now of this specific, essentially deep sea bacteria. How they found this is just unbelievable. Like, it's literally unbelievable. But you'll see over the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to explode with potential natural plant and sea and animal-based compounds that we've never known before. Because what the beauty of artificial intelligence and LLMs are able to do is run millions of models every day to find what might be a possibility. So literally asking, hey, based on Spongibacter nanhinus CSC 3.9, what other molecules or plant-based sugars may work against cancer cells as well? And I don't do this work myself. I report on it. I have a clinical practice, but brilliant PhDs in the lab can go and they can actually work these models. So it's really, really impressive. And it saves billions of dollars in clinical trials of things that might not work. Because from the time of this right here, we won't get this product. If it does work, we still won't get it for 7 to 10 years. So the faster we can speed these things up and help people's health, the better. All right. Of course, I'm going to link all the research up for you at stephencabral.com/3486. I'll also link up that advanced cell force product sheet as well. All right. Research number 2. Amazing. I'm always talking about this, and it's really where all of those individuals on the carnivore-based diet and a meat-only diet go wrong. I'm not saying it can't work in the short term. I'm not saying that in terms of body transformation. I mean, that's really what it's helping for the most, and it's shrinking the gut microbiome. I've got lots of other shows on that, but it's short-sighted. Because if we're removing fiber from our diet, there's no doubt in my mind or the clinical data that it's going to hurt you in the long run. So new studies show that fiber-rich foods can help protect against microplastics by aiding in their removal from the body. Fiber can actually bind to microplastics in the digestive system, preventing their absorption and facilitating their excretion. Basically, here's what happens. We have microplastics in the body, and as long as we're improving our detox, namely liver-based detoxification, these things will get bound up in the bile. The bile will move its way to the intestines. The fiber in the intestines will bind then to the microplastics and the other toxins in bile. Certain bile will be reabsorbed, but the microplastics won't. And then they come out through our stool harmlessly in our body. And we need this because you and I, even if we're focused on our health, are absolutely being exposed to microplastics on a daily basis. Absolutely. I mean, just think about it. Like, everything we touch is plastic. And that's because it's lightweight, it's basically unbreakable, and it's very inexpensive. And that's never going to stop in the future. It's really not. I try to use plant-based fiber this, and I try to use glass that, but no matter what, we're exposed to it. It's just the way that it is. So what we need to do is like, okay, well, what can we do? All right, well, we need to get in, as I've shared before, these brightly colored fruits and vegetables because they do 2 things. One, they have fiber, but the second thing that these fruits and veggies do is they have something called anthocyanins. Well, that's just one of the, I should say, polyphenols, or the bright colors in these things, right? So you take in these brightly colored polyphenols, and then what they also do is, because microplastics create inflammation in the body, we have 2 ways to cut down the inflammation and the toxicity. So our liver, as long as we're supporting our liver, will get these things out of our blood. The fiber will bind to them and remove them from the body, but also the anthocyanins, or polyphenols, will act as a natural anti-inflammatory. So really powerful. Fruits and veggies, very, very powerful from the body. If you're trying to cut down on your fruits right now, I get it. But as you start to ease back in berries, at least in your diet, And you can just eat more vegetables as well. And again, if you have issues with digesting vegetables, that's not the vegetable's fault. It's really not. That is an issue with your digestive system. So it's either potentially stomach acid or enzyme-based issues, but usually it is a yeast or candida-based overgrowth. It's a bacterial dysbiosis in the gut, so bacterial overgrowth or imbalance in the gut bacteria. It might be parasites. It might be H. pylori. You can test for all of those. You can figure them out, and you can rebalance your body within 12 weeks. So the testing is the Candida metabolic and vitamins test, or the bacteria and parasite stool test, or the food sensitivity test. I recommend all three. That's the gut bundle. They all look for different things. You can find that at stephencabral.com/shop. That just takes you again over to our functional medicine integrative health practice called EcoLife. That all comes with a consultation, meaning it shares with you what your results mean, a personalized plan, all of those things. It's the best way to not guess and literally test is to run these things. And that's the big three gut bundle. Okay, but you can run them individually if you choose to. If you only ran one, I would run the Candida metabolic and vitamins test. All right. And then if you can't run any labs, you can complete the CBO protocol, which helps you to rebalance your gut microbiome. So that's what I wanted to share with you here today. But also, I want to do a follow-up show on this because how much fiber do you need? Well, most people need 30 grams or more per day. But if you're at like 5 to 10 grams, you don't want to just jump to 30 grams. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline a show that can help you ease you into it. And if you're not doing well with fruits and veggies right now, try adding just 1 to 2 tablespoons, so 1 tablespoon twice a day of organic psyllium husk powder. It's a great way that's most likely not going to cause you any gastric distress. And you're going to get another 5 to 10 grams of fiber per day that's able to bind up these microplastics and other toxins in your gut and safely remove them. You can add it to your daily smoothie. You can just mix it up with water, however you want to do it. You can also find organic psyllium husk that's third-party tested, no mold, which is really important, no heavy metals, at stephencabral.com/shop. Just again, takes you over to EcoLife. If you don't want to purchase there, no problem. You can at least see the exact amount, how we use it, and you'll be able to then do your own research. All right. Hopefully this was helpful, everybody. Have an amazing rest of the day. All the research links today at stephencabral.com/3486. I'll be back tomorrow with a brand new Cabral Concept. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.